everyone, thanks for tuning into your reading. I hope you guys are doing well. So this is your collective reading. I haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks, so I was called to do it today, and we're going to get started. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at you, the viewer, your person of interest and their energy and feelings towards you, the shared energy between the two of you, your past together, your present together, your future together, including the outcome and some advice from Spirit on the situation, okay? So before I get started, I'd like to welcome you if you're new to the channel, and welcome back if you are a returning subscriber, and thank you to those of you who participated in the sale that I did for Labor Day. Everything was half off, and I did get a big turnout. In fact, I am tired from doing private readings, so I thought I'd take a break by doing a collective reading because it's a little less intense since it's general. But if you wanted to take part in that Labor Day reading sale, I think the description box still shows the sale. So if you can get in before I change the description box, then you're welcome to participate in that sale, okay? I was full yesterday, but I have some slots open today, and I can definitely get to that tomorrow. So those are video recorded private readings sent to your email address, very reasonably priced, so that you can look at your specific situation in a private reading. And with that being said, we're going to get started here. So we're going to start off looking at you, the viewer, and you're coming out as the Moon card. So the mysterious Moon card. Are you a mysterious Pisces? Yes, I had a Pisces today, and she said to me that her Virgo man said that she's mysterious, and she's like, I'm not mysterious. She was like, I'm just being me. Like, there's nothing mysterious about me. I am just a basic person. And I'm thinking to myself, you are indeed mysterious. There is no way around it, just by virtue of your sun sign. So, especially to an earth sign like a Virgo. And that being said, you don't have to be that sign. You could be Cancer as well, have that strong in your chart, but regardless of your sign, this is how you're coming across, viewer. I feel like you have mixed feelings about the person that you're here for. It's like your relationship is cyclical, like the moon. It has its ups and downs. Looks like you guys have had your misunderstandings, and you feel like you guys need to do some work to get to the bottom of things. So there is, if it's not that you're a mysterious person, it's the situation is feeling mysterious, and there is a need to shed light on it and to get to the bottom of things. I think maybe you want to make sure that you understand their intentions as well as understand your own intentions. So if that's not how you're feeling, then that could be a message from Spirit. In fact, it is, to go ahead and look at that. Just make sure that you understand both your intentions here going forward. And I'm also getting, with the Moon card, we can have past baggage interfering. So I'm seeing that some sort of past baggage holding, either one of you back from engaging, fully in the relationship. So that's maybe responsible for some of the ups and downs that we're seeing. Some of that needs to be taken care of. Somebody here could have beliefs like that they're unworthy of love, or even like everyone is out to hurt me. So if that resonates with you, viewer, then I do sort of like implore you, okay, for lack of a better word, implore you to do some self-concept work and really apply yourself to that. You are the longest and best relationship that you're ever going to have in your life. So you are worthy of love. Not everyone's out to hurt you. For whoever, I'm going to say that for whoever needs to hear that, okay? You are worthy of love. Not everyone's out to hurt you. Maybe your person feels this way. It could be a window into how they're feeling, because it is a general reading. So as my regulars know, energies can be switched, as in vice versa, or interchangeable. So just take it how it resonates and forget what doesn't resonate. Yeah, so I didn't say it at the beginning. Let me just interject that here. But to move on, just one of the main things about having those sort of self-defeating beliefs like that is that it can truly sabotage the relationship, and maybe it already has. If it hasn't, this needs to be corrected so that it won't in the future. And basically this is just saying, like, you feel like things need to be cleared up. Like, you need to clear the fog up and recenter the relationship. Basically, if you are in any sort of connection with this person, then you probably have posted on your social media, it's complicated. But even if you don't, that's what I'm getting. It's complicated, you know. So there's definitely a need to really define what it is you want out of as well. So one or both of you really needs to define what you want out of love. I think a lot of people that come for readings, in my experience, are people that they don't even know themselves what they're looking for. And even though they think that they have a good idea about what they think they're looking for, when it boils down to it, they find that actually they wanted something different, or they can't really put their finger on, you know, why their partner's not meeting their expectations, when in reality it was because they themselves didn't know what their expectations were when they first started the relationship. So I'm not saying that's you, I'm just saying that it's always a good idea to take a second look at your own I'm hearing requirements, but just to really define what you want out of love, because I mean, that's not going to hurt anything. If you're defining that, then you're sending that message out. Your thoughts create, so you're sending your message out to the universe of what exactly it is that you're wanting. Only good things can come from that. So don't be afraid to define and redefine what you want out of love, and really think about that. So your person is coming across as the Six of Swords. Maybe some of you are confused because this person went in another direction. Maybe the clarity that they sought was in another direction, and that's a specific message, so it's not going to resonate for everyone. But I want to get your guys' combined energy here. It's the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands combined with the Moon does really back up what I was saying a moment ago about this relationship being cyclical, or being on again, off again, or having its ups and downs. But what the shared energy is really telling me is that you both feel very passionately about one another and the relationship. So even if you guys have been together for a long time, you both still feel that spark between the two of you. Okay? This person actually does feel like whisking you away and being your knight in shining armor. The Knight of Wands is someone that thinks like that. The thing about that is, this is a very fanciful way of thinking, right? This is, it's charming, but it's also kind of like, what's a synonym for fanciful? It's a fanciful way of thinking, that they want to be your knight in shining armor, and that they would do anything to protect you and your honor. I think that's very charming, and it's very sweet. I'm pretty sure that, like, one of my closest parallel realities is in medieval times, because I'm always drawn to that period when we know damn well that any of us in modern times would not survive a week in medieval times. It's still a charming notion, and I feel like that's kind of the values that your person has. But you know, this also means that this person is impulsive, and the Knight of Wands does tend to be that way. Can get carried away, could be well-intentioned, well-meaning, but then not be able to follow through. It could be that if there are issues in the relationship, it's due to this person's recklessness, or kind of like, what's the word? Like rash and reckless behavior, I guess. So that could be what's causing or has caused issues in the relationship. So obviously that's something that needs to be attended to, right? Yeah, that's something that you guys would need to look at, evaluate, to try to see what you can do to kind of minimize any kind of negative effects that might come about as a result of this person's sort of behavior as the Knight of Wands energy. And that could be a little bit of your energy too mixed in here as well, because Wands and the Moon card have something in common, as fire and water being very different elements. What they do have in common is emotionality. So some of you also, this is your shared energy, so some of you are part of the problem as well as part of the solution, according to the Knight of Wands. So this will, what I've said, will apply to you to some extent too, however it resonates. But those things need to be evaluated and in order to to move forward, to move forward. And the Knight of Wands is all about moving forward. I do feel like this person is moving towards you. These are both movement cards. So it's about moving toward you. So if this is somebody from your past, like an ex or something, you know, you don't have to worry about if this person still cares. They very obviously do. In fact, this person is still obsessed with you. And it's like this person lusts after you. Their lust burns very deeply and very bright for you. They still want you. This person definitely still wants you. So you guys can be together again in this sort of whirlwind romance, or you could be hearing from this person, being propositioned by this person, involved with them in a physical sense right now for some of you too. So that's your combined energy. With this Six of Swords being this person's feeling specifically, they have come to accept, you know, whatever has happened between the two of you in the past. And it does feel like with this moon energy that there has been troubles, troubled waters in the relationship. And that's pretty common. That's not uncommon. And they feel like, you know, they can't accept what's happened, and they have accepted whatever's happened between the two of you in the past. And so even if things have, even if things got toxic at some point, you know, they may feel like they're just ready to move on past that and just accept that that's what it was. It is what it is, and move on. And so if things are moving forward between the two of you in a positive direction, which I feel with your combined energy being the Knight of Wands generally and overall is a positive energy. It's a warm energy. If things are moving on like that, then this person, I feel like they are, you know, definitely ready to leave the past behind and focus on the future with you. They're really focusing on the future with you. But if things aren't going in such a positive way, then I feel like for at least some of you, this person wants to leave the past behind, and wants to just kind of let go and move forward in a different direction. If they did move forward in a different direction, it's because of some of these issues where maybe things got too unhealthy in the relationship. Maybe one or both of you didn't like the dynamic of coming in and out of each other's lives, or being very physically based, or things being unclear. Maybe you were unclear with this person or something like that. Those are just examples anyway. But what I'm really, like I said, what I'm really feeling with these two cards here especially is that this person is focusing on moving forward past the problems of the past, that whatever problems that they had with you, and they want to leave the past behind. The two of you to start something over, to start anew, okay? This person's wanting to start new. I'm going to move these out of the way. So the reading is resonating. Please hit that like button and subscribe. And if you'd like that private reading, my contact information is down below. Thanks to my patrons and those who support the channel by liking and subscribing. You guys really keep it going and help me to keep making videos like these for other people to find. Okay, so the past together. Dun dun dun. This is where we're talking about that toxic energy. For some of you that really played a role in this, or is playing a role in this, I'm not getting a terribly bad sort of thing. I am getting just a very intense chemistry and like seduction. And you have to wonder, like, whose fault is it anyway? Because who's seducing who in that scenario, right? Yeah. So with that being there in the past, I do feel like this has mostly to do with like the passion between the two of you. Like you both felt addicted to each other. Like I said, your chemistry was fantastic, out of this world. You both had just a ton of desire for each other, and that's great and everything. That's great, right? But the devil does have a dark side. That's why he's the devil card. And this can, it's like this level of passion and desire can easily be taken into an extreme. So yeah, where, you know, it just can become unhealthy and selfish. So of course, there's nothing wrong with having fun or just hooking up. And for some, maybe that's how it started, or that was all it was supposed to be. But then you guys started getting addicted to each other, and the chemistry was out of this world and everything. And this person certainly feels that way. And that's, you know, honestly part of the reason why they want to move it forward and want to forgive and forget the past to move this along, because you guys do share this intense chemistry. But in the past, maybe it was just supposed to be about fun. And you know, that's why it's always important in those types of scenarios to make sure everybody's on the same page and has the same intentions and has the same expectations, because maybe there was some confusion about that, with the Devil coming out on top of the Moon card, and the Moon being a card of illusion or confusion. So that's probably, you know, to be fair, that's probably what happened. So what is the present energy here? We got the Six of Wands. So we've got wands on top of wands, more passion. And yeah, this person is feeling very positively about you. I feel like you're not feeling as positively about this person right now as they are feeling toward you. I mean, you might. This is on top of the shared energy card, which is the positive Knight of Wands. But they are definitely feeling, what I'm getting with this, presently feeling very positively about you, thinking very highly of you, admiring you very much. It feels like you see how his friends are holding him up. So it does feel like this person feels like you lift them up, you inspire them, you give them confidence, you bring out the best in them, and they know it. So it does feel like this is going in the right direction, and many of you are in physical contact with this person. And there are steps being taken forward. So that part of it should resonate for a lot of you when I talk about moving this forward. That probably isn't going to be a huge surprise, because a lot of you are in contact with this person. I'm not getting strong separation vibes, although you could be in separation and this could be like the energy that's coming in for you. But this is the present energy, like this person feeling like extremely attracted to you and just your presence, you know. Yes, physical attraction, but to your presence as well. And it's like this person really just kind of sees, sees the value in taking this to the next level. And I think that this person would feel honored with that whole medieval knight narrative I was talking about. They would feel honored to take this to the next level with you. So, if you feel the same, now is a good time to talk to them about this. This would be a good time to communicate. I do see communication here. There's movement in the connection. There's communication. And if you feel the same about this person as they feel about you, this is saying, yeah, this is the green light to go ahead and talk about that. Because this Six of Wands is very a positive card. It just show like success and victory coming your way, and just an extreme attraction between the two of you, and just enjoying each other's presence and celebration. And this is a great step in the right direction, okay? But the Six of Wands is just winning the battle, not the war. So don't get ahead of yourself. And hopefully they won't get ahead of themselves, because that's when you trip up, right? That's when you trip. When your body is moving ahead of your feet. You need to keep your feet under your body when you're walking forward, when you're moving forward. So, but there's a celebration here. At the very least, it's a nice step in the right direction, a step forward. So what does the future hold for the two of you? We have the Ten of Cups. So I love to see that for you guys. We haven't had the Ten of Cups in the future position or in the outcome position in a while on this channel. And so that's pretty awesome. So I'm going to really get into the Ten of Cups. It means I know that, well, I'll tell you why sometimes I'm hesitant to really get into these positive cards and really express the full meaning of them. And it's due to the cynicism that's bred in our society, which keeps everyone's vibration low, when really we're meant to do the opposite of that and elevate ourselves and elevate our vibration. That impacts the world in a ton of different ways that we can't even imagine, and it impacts the world in wonderfully positive ways. But sometimes people have a harder time hearing the good news than they do hearing the bad news, which is unfortunate. But this is very good news. Anybody that knows about the tarot knows that the Ten of Cups is about complete and total emotional fulfillment. It's about mama, papa, and babies. It's about a copacetic situation where everything is in excellent order. It's about family and love, okay? So this is a card that whenever I see it, I say, you know, ah, kind of like when I see the Six of Cups, except this is, you know, even better than the Six of Cups overall, right? So again, there's some question mark because I'm hearing if. I've heard it twice, and it's coming out related to you, viewer. So with that moon energy, it really feels like some of you have a question in your mind as to whether you even want to take this to the next level, whether you even feel the same way. This is something you need to define, or you know that you feel the same way, but you don't know what you want from a relationship, or you don't know what you want from this person. Big fat question marks left and right with that moon card. The thing is, though, that if you do want to take this to the next level and you are sure about your feelings for this person, and many of you are, then your person feels the same way. This person in the future, and you're on the road to this, but in the future, this person is not going to be able to see a life without you. And even now, whenever they imagine their future, they see you in it. It's like you make this person feel comforted, and this is something that this person has never felt before. Okay, maybe you haven't either. And this is definitely this person wanting to take this relationship to the next level, wanting to move it forward. We've seen that repeated more than once here. Moving it forward, taking it to the next level. So, and what's wonderful about the Ten of Cups is that it is about lasting pleasure, lasting prosperity, lasting happiness. And it is being brought in, you know, by this Knight of Wands. Okay? So it could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone with that strong in their chart, but it doesn't have to be. But I have to point out the Knight of Wands because he is the only court card here. Anyway, he is a card of movement. He is a card of bringing in that glass slipper for his Cinderella to claim her as his, and that's what this is saying. And there's still going to be pleasure in the relationship. There's a lot of heat and a lot of attraction between the two of you, and maybe there was some confusion in the past about where you two stood, and maybe even now a little confusion, especially for the viewer, on where you two stand. And it looks like a very physical relationship, but in the future you're headed towards, you know, total emotional fulfillment. And yes, it'll still be pleasurable. There will still be that passion and that attraction, but this is taking it to a whole new level. So as 10 is the completion of a cycle, then what that's telling me is that you're just meant to, I mean, this is about change, ending one cycle to begin a new one. So roll with the punches, because there are changes coming. They're positive changes, and this is going to pan out in an ideal way. It's like whatever, I mean, this is ideal. The Ten of Cups. So basically this is the happily ever after card, the happy ever after card, right? Yeah. This is the happy ever after card. This is where I say, and they lived happily ever after, okay? No, seriously, whoever this reading is for, you're extremely, extremely lucky. And how this person's going to feel is that the relationship is in a very happy place in the future here. And when you guys are in this Ten of Cups energy, whenever you guys are together, you're just going to feel so loved, so peaceful, so at home with one another. Probably because you're sharing a home with one another. This is a card of commitment. Likely marriage, but commitment and sharing a home and a family together for sure. So this person's absolutely going to love coming home to you. This person's going to believe in you and trust in all that you do. And whenever they are with you, you know, they're just going to know that everything's going to be okay despite any challenges that you guys have to face in life. They're going to feel like, they're just going to feel like they know everything is going to be okay because you're there. You know, they know their life's going to work out because you're in it. So it's really beautiful, okay? Okay, so what is the advice for the viewer? We have the World card, most positive card in the deck. And I really needed this positive reading today, let me just say, because I wasn't getting very positive readings from my private clients for the most part. I mean, some of you who are watching, hello, you'll know if I'm talking about you or not, and I am not mentioning anybody's names, but I'm talking about those clients that I have that I got from places other than YouTube. Those clients, it's just been kind of not a terrible day, but not a particularly positive day. And like I said, I've been reading a lot, so I am tired, but this helped because when I pulled these cards, I saw like right away that this is a positive reading, this is a feel good reading, and I needed that. So I was glad that these cards came out, and I'm like, I'm definitely going to record this reading, because if it had been a more complicated or negative reading, then I probably wouldn't have recorded it tonight, because I don't have the energy to be all complicated right now after a whole day of doing complicated readings. So the fact that this is a bit more lighthearted is the reason why you guys are getting a collective reading right now. So that's wonderful, and I want it to really sink into those of you to claim this reading if this is what you want. If it's even resonating a little bit, claim it if this is what you want, okay? The advice with the World card is, again, about completing a cycle, okay? So I'm seeing the end of a certain project or a certain phase, and you tying up loose ends. This person is probably maybe about, forgiveness and letting go and letting flow. And if this person needs to move to be with you, then they're tying up loose ends on their end. There's something about here about tying up loose ends and preparing for a strong finish, because this is going to finish strong. You don't need to think the worst, because nothing about this reading says that you should think the worst. In the past, there is clearly reason to be concerned. In the present and in the future, absolutely no reason to be concerned. In just as long as you do some of the things that I already mentioned in the reading, like defining what you really want in love and evaluating yourself and them, and tying up these loose ends and learning to forgive and let go of the past in order to have a new cycle like this person feels like doing, then you guys are golden. There shouldn't be any problems here. This past cycle is ending and everything's coming full circle. So how do you bring this to full circle? Is, like I said, not to repeat myself, but people need to hear it. Forgive and move on. If you can't do that, then this 10 of Cups happy outcome is probably not for you. If you can do that, this 10 of Cups happy outcome is for you. So forgive and move on. And if everything's not right in your world, you might need a change. So look at that, evaluate what changes you might need to make, especially if you're struggling with depression, addiction, negative attachment, obsessiveness, or any of the things that the moon and the devil can indicate. Those things need to be looked at and addressed. I feel like for the majority of you, it's just about forgiving and moving on and fixing whatever else needs to be changed in your world, because it's in your power to change those things. So it really is. So look at what you need to do to make your life right, so that you can evolve like the lady on the World card, okay? So yeah, that is awesome. So I think I will get, I don't know if I'm going to get another card, but I did want to just say about the positive cards in the reading. You guys, The Matrix was, the movie The Matrix, it was actually not supposed to be taken to heart, but it does show and highlight something important, that whenever, like what I was saying, some people don't really believe a reading unless it's negative, because that's what feels real to people, because that's your comfort zone, and there's a reason behind that. But we're all elevating and we're all moving to the fifth dimension. If you're watching this channel, then you're moving to the fifth dimension with me, and the world is changing for the better. It really is, and that's what it is. And so we need to be able to be comfortable with more positive outcomes and positive readings, because that's where it's headed. And if somebody is in this energy of needing a lot of drama to feel alive, then you're probably not aligning with this reading, because those are the type of people that don't have the happy ever after outcomes. Okay. This is, and if you do identify as somebody that needs a lot of drama to feel alive, or a lot of drama in the relationships, in order for it to feel exciting, or for the love to feel more real or more passionate, then that's the change they're asking you to make. Okay, that needs to be released and let go of. Okay, and so because I don't know, I just feel like mentioning it because I know that sometimes when people watch, they have difficulty accepting, and it's the damnedest thing. It should be the other way around, but difficulty accepting a more positive outcome. And if you're going to click off, go ahead and do so. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, but it just give me one more minute. There's a scene in The Matrix where Agent Smith was talking to Morpheus when they've captured Morpheus, and he's telling, pretty much he's spilling his guts to Morpheus, and he said that, you know, the original program for the humans was to give them this ideal world, this utopia, so that they wouldn't suffer, you know. And then he says that it didn't work out. Entire crops were lost, crops being humans, because it was like, I think he said the humans' primitive cerebrum couldn't accept a positive world. And, you know, that is kind of what keeps people trapped. If there is anything like a matrix existing in somebody's reality, not in my reality, not anymore, but in somebody's reality, in their quantum bubble, it's because of this need to stay in a comfort zone that doesn't serve you. So I guess what I'm trying to say is elevate. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I love you. I appreciate your support of the channel, and I hope that the reading was helpful in some way, and I'll talk to you next time.